Okay, you can see I got the strip mounted onto the rotary here, or indexer. Yeah. So now I'm going to put blank on, and all this is just a shoulder screw, 1/4-inch shoulder screw through a 1/4-inch collet, and then I have some spacers to move it out away from the back here, so I got room. So I'll mount that on there, and should have another washer and a nut laying here. Okay, I'm missing my washer. I had a washer laying here. Kind of like to have a washer on that. Well, it'll probably be all right without the washer. Just that it might mark up, but it ain't gonna matter. And we'll tighten that up. So move around. Okay. So now that's tightened up. And now we need to get the center line of the blank here. And an easy way to do that is I'll put a little Dicom, or I'll just take a black edge marker, if I can find one here. I'll take a black Sharpie, and I'll just, well, that's a real good Sharpie. Alright, I'll get the Dicom out. Just wanted to do it with a Sharpie because it's faster drying. This stuff does dry pretty fast, but dab some on there. I don't know if you can see that. Hold the light around a little bit here. Kind of see it. Alright, so quick, easy way to scribe a center line on a circumference or a diameter is just to take just a square, put it down, and drag it across the surface, and you'll have it right on the center line. That'll work with any diameter. There, now you can see there's a line there. There's actually a couple lines because of the so now what I want to do is I want to line a tooth up onto that line. I'm just in the process of setting up. So turn the machine on here, reset my console. Okay, so we'll move out. I want to make sure I don't run into anything. And then our Z down. And I think what I'm going to do is zero it. Zero everything, or zero my Z out right there, and then I crank my knee up and down to get it lined up. I'm going to try to move the camera around to the other side so you can, because right there you're not going to see anything. I don't know if you can see the line or not. Not if the camera don't focus, that's for sure. Come on. Sometimes when I hold my hand out in front of it, it'll start to focus. Not today though, huh? Back up a little bit. A little more. I'm trying to look in my viewfinder, and there now. That's about where it's going to focus at. Can't get it much closer. So I'm going to get the light situated here where I can see myself. I'm going to move my X a little bit so I can see the line. And what I'm going to do is disengage my Y-axis, disable the motor so I can turn my hand here. The light is not the light's not doing it, so I had to get another light here. I'm gonna move down that way a little bit more. Okay, now line up the tooth here. This is, to me, this is pretty much the hardest part of the whole thing. Getting it lined up right. See where that hits at. It's hitting just above. Go up a little bit. Move it back in a little bit. I'm just tapping the flute onto the material just to a little more. Make a mark so I can see. When it lines up with the, getting close. Right there, I believe. Oops. That's pretty darn close right there. So now I want to turn my drives back on, which will lock up the wheels. So, and And my Z is still at 0 on my console. And now I want to move the center line of my tool over. And I want to move in until I touch there. That'll give me my Y0. Piece of paper. Turn the spindle on. Slowly cranking in. Getting close. I can feel it on the paper. Right there. Now I want to move my X over. You can hear it's touching there. I want to make sure that I'm off the part. And that will be my starting position. That's where I'll zero everything out now, right there. And now I'll have to kind of copy the program that I already had written for it and put in the correct values, and we'll be ready to go. I'll do that, and when I'm ready to go, I'll start the camera back up and I'll video a couple of the passes. Just going to index it the same way I did last time. Just bring this block up, get on a line. Camera just don't want to cooperate with me today. Well, a few times here now. So anyway, I'll just bring it up to the line, lock it, and it's ready for the first pass. But I think I'm going to start on my splice on the first pass, so that way I'll know where. And how I put that on is I just put a drop of super glue on the beginning and on the end of it. So I'm going to line up with the splice. That way I know where I started. And I'm going to go ahead and get that program in there, and we'll be back. Okay, we're ready to make the first cut. I'm on the line, locked. So here we go. That's leaving a 10th finish pass. Then it moves up to the next tooth and goes in on the finish pass there. The reason I do that is I screwed up when I made that hob. I should have made it one tooth longer, and I made it actually one tooth short, so I make up for it by doing that last pass. Okay, index the next one carefully and go. Should come back out to the known position, clearance position, right there. Come down. And it's going to take very light cuts now, because with doing it with this method, the very first cut is the only cut that's going to be, you know, a fairly deep cut. I could actually go into the program and remove the rough cut, but and we're off and running here. And hopefully when we're done, I'll have a good gear. So I'm not going to show too many of these passes, because it's just the same thing over and over until I get around to the end of it. But that'll be a while. There's, like I say, 81 indexes, so 81 times I'm going to do this. So I'll be back when we're ready to take her off. Okay, that was the last cut. So I'm going to move my table out of the way here and take it off. Maybe. Let's go move it over here. All right. Get off there. Give it a little. Get the air nozzle here. Blow it off. I'll have to run a burr or deburr it a little bit, but let's see if I can back up here. So there it is. That's the last gear. So the gears are done. So when I come back, I'm gonna work on the side plates. Basically the main body. I ordered a counter. Oh, I need to make belt pulley too. Well, I'll wait with that, because I have to. I don't know if I'm going to use a sewing machine motor with a foot pedal. I have a couple of those laying here, or if I'm going to use something else. More than likely, it'll be the sewing machine motor. That's overkill for what I need. I don't really need any motor that big. I could use a small tape deck motor as far as that goes. I'd like to have something though that I can crank the RPM up and down. So, and that's what it calls out for too. So, but as for gears are done. And yes, they're not perfect gears, but I'm not the RPM that it's gonna 500 maybe. if even that. And then plus, I've got a set of those gears that I made like that with that cutter in this manner in my V8 engines, my little Demon engines, and I've ran those a lot, and knock on wood, I haven't had any bad luck with them. I think the only time you're going to have to worry about using this process if you got something that's going to run, if you want something ultra precision gears, yeah, you don't want to do this, because you do end up with 3 little flats, but you need a magnifying glass to see it on this size. If I was making a bigger gear, something with a diametrical pitch of like maybe 20, yeah, you're going to see it then. And something this small, you're not even gonna feel it when it runs. It runs a few times, it's gone. Those flats are gone. You can't see them anymore. Anyway, I can't. Maybe my eyes are bad. It's not really a true hobby. I mean, it's like kind of like a hobbing gear cutter, but in a true hob gear cutter, the gear is rotating as you're feeding across at the same time as the hob is spinning, and it does create the right profile on your. And as far as a single point or gear cutters, those are actually form cutters. They're not hob cutters. And when you have just a one tooth, that's a form cutter. And that's the way I used to cut my gears. I'd make a form cutter up. You can also make them on the lathe with the button, with 2 buttons and hardened buttons, and turn it up and make a gear cutter or form cutter that way also. But I found this easy, especially for small gears. So anyway, enough rattling and rambling on, but gears are done. Next time we get together here, it'll be working on the main body, or the 2 side plates, and then the spacer in between the side plates. So, I do have to, I have some single pointing to do too. I'll have to set up and show that. So anyway, till next time, catch you later.